Dog Works Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com. You can support this podcast on patreon.com/firstpawmedia.
Dealing with a barking dog can be a frustrating and challenging issue for pet owners. Barking is a natural behavior for dogs. It's one of the main ways they communicate. Yet, when barking becomes excessive or inappropriate, it can lead to issues with neighbors and create a stressful environment within the home. If you're looking to curb your dog's barking and manage the behavior effectively, it's important to understand why dogs bark and the strategies you can employ to address this behavior.
From First Paw Media, sponsored by Alaska Dog Works Professional Canine Training Center in Anchorage, Alaska. This is Dog Works Radio, committed to families and their dogs to build lifelong and fulfilling relationships. Visit our website at dogworksradio.com. Now here are your hosts, Robert and Michelle Forto.
Hello and welcome to Dog Works Radio. I'm your host, Michelle Forto. I'm also the lead trainer of Alaska Dog Works, where we help you and your dog have the best relationship possible. Be sure to check our website at alaskadogworks.com. Today, we are attempting to understand why dogs bark. Before you can effectively stop your dog from barking, you need to understand the reasons behind it. Barking can be a response to various stimuli or needs, and some of the most common reasons include dogs are often barking to get attention from their owners. If you respond to barking with attention, even if it's negative, you may inadvertently reinforce the behavior. Dogs bark to alert their owners to something unusual or perceived as a potential threat. This could be someone at the door, a strange noise, or a passerby. A fearful dog may bark at whatever is scaring them. This could be other animals, strangers, loud noises, or unfamiliar environments. Dogs that are left alone for long periods without sufficient mental and physical stimulation may bark out of boredom and loneliness. Dogs often bark to defend their territory from other dogs or intruders. Some dogs bark excessively when left alone because they're anxious and stressed. Dogs can bark when they are playing or when they become overly excited. Understanding the specific reasons behind your dog's barking is crucial because it informs which strategies will be most effective in managing the behavior. So let's talk about strategies for managing and reducing barking. Number 1, addressing the underlying cause. Attention-seeking barking. Ignore the barking and only give attention when your dog is quiet. It's important to stay consistent, as giving in even once can reinforce the behavior. Alarm or alert barking. Train your dog to become accustomed to the stimuli that triggers the barking. Introduce the stimulus at a low level and gradually increase exposure while rewarding calm behavior. Fear-related barking. Identify the source of fear and work on desensitization and counter-conditioning. This can involve exposing your dog to the scary object or situation at a distance where they feel safe and gradually decreasing that distance over time. Boredom or loneliness. Ensure your dog has enough physical exercise and mental stimulation. Provide puzzle toys, spend quality time together, and consider doggy daycare or a dog walker if you're away for long periods. Territorial barking. Set up a quiet, comfortable space away from windows or doors where your dog can't see outside. Use curtains or move furniture to block your dog's view of the outside. Separation anxiety. This is a complex issue that may require the help of a professional. Strategies include creating a safe space, leaving your dog with an item that smells like you, practicing departures, and potentially using anxiety-reducing medications in severe cases. Playfulness and excitement. Teach your dog calm behavior and use commands like quiet or settle to signal that it's time to be less vocal. Number 2, training techniques. The quiet command teaches your dog a quiet command in a calm environment. Start by waiting for your dog to bark, then say quiet in a calm but firm voice. When they stop barking, even for a second, reward them with a treat. Gradually increase the time they must be quiet before receiving the treat, and reinforce that command, good quiet, when they are quiet. Positive reinforcement. Reward your dog for quiet behavior throughout the day. The more you reinforce being quiet, the more likely your dog is to adopt this behavior. Avoid negative reinforcement. Don't yell at your dog for barking. They might think you're joining in, or they might become more agitated. Stay calm and assertive. Number 3, environmental management. Reduce exposure to triggers. If your dog barks at things they see outside, try to manage their environment by closing curtains or restricting access to certain windows. Soundproofing. Consider adding soundproofing to your home or using white noise machines to buffer outside noise that may cause your dog to bark. Safe space. Create a safe, comfortable area for your dog where they can retreat when they're feeling stressed or scared. Number 4, exercise and mental stimulation. Adequate exercise. Make sure your dog gets plenty of physical exercise appropriate for their breed and age. A tired dog is often a quiet dog. Mental challenges. Use interactive toys and games to keep your dog mentally stimulated. Puzzle feeders, hide-and-seek games, and training sessions can keep their mind engaged and reduce boredom-induced barking. Obedience training. Regular training sessions improve your dog's discipline and can help manage excessive barking. It strengthens the bond between you and your dog and provides mental stimulation. We're going to take a short break here. We'll be right back.
Got a dog training problem? There's a podcast for that to stay updated on everything dogs do on DogWorks Radio. A podcast hosted by master dog trainers and business coaches Robert and Michelle Forto. Every week, they will introduce you to pet professionals with unique insights on dogs in the veterinary world, in books and films, and working with canines. The podcast also answers questions like how long does it take to train a puppy, or what are the different training styles? Get some surprising answers on DogWorks Radio, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Number 5, consistency and patience. Consistency means everyone in the household must apply the training techniques consistently. Mixed signals will confuse your dog and hinder progress. Patience. Changing behavior takes time. Be patient with your dog as they learn what is expected of them, and celebrate small victories and remain positive. Number 6, socialization. Proper socialization means to expose your dog to different people, animals, environments, and sounds. Well-socialized dogs are often less anxious and less prone to excessive barking. Doggy play dates. Let your dog interact with other dogs. This can help them release pent-up energy and be less likely to bark out of boredom or frustration. Number 7, professional help. Veterinary check. Rule out any medical issues that may be causing the barking, such as pain or discomfort. Behavioral experts, if the barking persists despite your best efforts, consider seeking help from a professional dog trainer or animal behaviorist. They can offer personalized guidance and support to address your dog's specific issues. Number 8, tools and devices. Anti-bark collars. There are various types of collars, such as citronella, ultrasonic, or vibration, designed to interrupt a dog's barking. However, these should be used with caution and ideally under the guidance of a professional, as they can cause stress or fear if not used correctly. Bark deterrent devices. Devices that emit a high-frequency sound upon barking can deter some dogs from barking. Again, these should not be overused or relied upon as the sole method of training. Understanding and addressing specific types of barking. It is also essential to differentiate between the types of barking and address them accordingly. Demand barking. If your dog is barking to demand something like food, play, or attention, the best response is to wait until they are quiet before giving them what they want. This teaches them that barking doesn't get them what they want. Calm behavior does. Greeting barking. If your dog barks when greeting people or other dogs, redirect their energy into a different behavior, like sitting or going to a specific spot. Reward them for this alternate behavior. Frustration-induced barking. If your dog barks out of frustration, try to identify the source of the frustration and remove it if possible. Provide appropriate outlets for their energy and consider crate training to prevent barking due to confinement. Conclusion. Stopping a dog from barking requires understanding why the barking is happening, coupled with consistent training and management strategies. Remember that barking is a form of communication for dogs, and it's our job as pet owners to interpret what they're trying to tell us. By addressing their needs, providing adequate mental and physical stimulation, and establishing clear communication through training, you can reduce and manage excessive barking. It's important to approach this issue with empathy and patience. Dogs are not trying to be problematic. They're simply behaving in a way that's natural to them. Your goal should be to guide them towards behaviors that are acceptable in the human world they live in. Finally, remember that every dog is unique, and what works for one may not work for another. You might have to try several different strategies to find what resonates best with your dog. With dedication and the right approach, you can achieve a quieter, more harmonious living environment for both you and your canine companion. So what do you think? Did you learn anything new about your canine buddy? Before we end the show, let's press pause for a sec. Maybe ask yourself, why did this resonate with me? What aspect of my relationship with my canine buddy could I apply this to? And what am I going to do differently this week to make my dog's training a little easier? So take some time to mull it over, talk it out with a family member or trusted friend, and put some ideas down in your training journal, and then check back next week for our next episode. And as always, I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this episode, so reach out over on X at First Paw Media, and let's spark a conversation. Until then, keep going. You're doing great. It's time to create the relationship with your dog that you've always dreamed of. Thanks for listening to DogWorks Radio. Find the show notes for this episode and all others at alaskadogworks.com. And don't forget the freebie. We're offering our very own 100 dog training tips. Just go to ak.dog/100 tips and get yours today.
From First Paw Media, this is DogWorks Radio. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we invite you to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find a link on the episode notes. You can tap or swipe on the episode cover art, and you'll see some offers from our sponsors. You can support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have heard, we would love it if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe too. Your hosts are Robert and Michelle Forto. Our producer is Robert Forto and created for First Paw Media.